Hey there, and welcome to the Midweek Moments. We're so excited to be with you. Today, I'm really excited because my friend and your friend, Pastor Darrel, is on this episode. And Pastor Darrel, welcome to the show, as we call it, the Midweek Moments. And today, we are going to be trying some Syrian food.
Nice. I'm ready.
Have you ever had some Syrian food?
I have.
You have? Okay. Well, I have never had Syrian food, so this will be interesting. You might have to take over the show. But anyways, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to sample some Syrian food, and then I want you to rank your favorites just right here.
Okay.
So 1 through 5, 1 being your most favorite, and 5 being your least favorite. And if it doesn't make the table, we'll just toss it on the floor. So that's how it's going to work. And in between each item, I'll ask you some questions because it was Kingdom Builders Weekend this past weekend. And I think you are the best person to talk to us about how we can live out building the kingdom of God all over the world. So, you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, so let's do
I've been dreaming of this all week. I knew this.
I've been fasting all morning, because I was really excited for some hummus. Hummus. Did I get that right, crew? Hummus. Okay, so dish number 1 is hummus. So let's
do this.
Let's go ahead and sample that. Thank you.
Oh, and it comes with the pita bread. So
yeah.
You're already winning.
All right.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay. I'm trying it. Okay, you just start asking questions and
Okay. Question number 1. Tell us about yourself, your family, what do you do for fun, your hobbies, etc.
So I am married, been married for 37 years. I have a daughter. We have 2 grandkids. And for fun, I love music. So playing music, playing on the worship team, drums, guitar, bass, whatever. That's always been a big part of my life. I love sports. So watching sports, playing sports, love to surf. Just recently started up stand-up paddleboarding. So that's been really fun. So yeah, anything that involves like kind of getting outdoors. Just played golf recently and was reminded why I should probably give that up. But besides that, all good.
Yeah. We're going to have you rank hummus. Or hummus.
Hummus. Man.
And it's not locked in, by the way. So as we're sampling some of these delicacies, you're free to move them around.
All right, I'm gonna put it in the middle.
All right.
Hummus is up there, but there could be something good coming.
You are very politically correct. Yeah. It was very peppery and cardamom-y.
It actually had some good spice to it.
It was delightful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So our second item is mutabel. Mutabel. It's made out of eggplant, I'm told. How are you with eggplant?
Varying.
I feel the same way.
Varying.
So
I've had some eggplant. It's a texture thing for me.
It is a texture thing. It's a texture thing, and it's not it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Like when you buy it from the supermarket, It's just yikes.
I get it.
Anyways, after you.
All right, let's try it.
All right, let's try it.
Here we go, same.
Okay.
It kind of looks like hummus. Are you sure they didn't just give us the same thing?
Yeah. Nope. I can definitely taste the eggplant.
It's different?
Yeah. It's very front forward. It's like right there. It's like someone who talks really close to your face. It's like, bam, it's just right there.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got a
good.
similar consistency. So yeah.
It
wouldn't it's not like a whole piece of eggplant.
Yeah.
It's kind of pureed,
Yeah, pureed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do you do for New Break? And then we'll have you rank mutabel.
So I serve as the international outreach pastor, and it's one of my favorite things that I get to do. And I work with a team of people that are actually here from New Break that work with all of our missionaries. I don't know if people know this, but we support like 85 missionaries all around the world.
Wow.
On a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
And part of what we do for Kingdom Builders is like, there's a bunch of us that give monthly to Kingdom Builders, and that supports all the missionaries around the world, as well as projects. And so the team kind of works together to vet missionaries and where they are around the world. We vet projects, mission trips, and really try to be a source of encouragement really to the great people. There's so many awesome things going on around the world, all kinds of different ways that people are serving. And so, yeah, I get to be a part of that team and take really all of the things that we do in Kingdom Builders and the generosity from our church and be able to help distribute that around the world to build the kingdom of God. It's so awesome.
That's so awesome. Let's move on to dish number 3.
Okay, are we going to rank this?
Go ahead and rank that.
All right.
Yeah.
One is the...
1 is the awesomest.
Okay.
And
I don't know.
5 is the worst.
These are pretty close, actually.
Yeah. Are they? Yeah.
I was going to stack it, but I
not
didn't.
my cup of tea, but hey, you're the guest.
Yeah.
So, okay. Item number 3 is falafel. Falafel with fattoush rice.
Falafel.
I've been working for hours on my Syrian accent, by the way.
We're going to need a fork for this
in
one?
case you can tell.
Mmm.
Okay. Falafel and fattoush rice.
The rice is good.
Very good.
This has got to be like a yogurt dressing, which is awesome.
This is so good. I feel like it's healthy too. It's like...
Totally. I feel like I'm eating a multivitamin right now.
Exactly.
Seriously.
I'm like Whole30, Atkins. This is it right here. Like...
Falafel. Good. Yeah, kind of muffiny, bready.
Yeah. All right, Darrel, question number 3. So this past weekend was Kingdom Builders weekend for us as a church family. And we had the president of World Vision, Edgar Sandoval, which was such a treat and an honor to have him speak to our online church family. So, by the way, if you had not had a chance to watch his message, he is phenomenal, and you're going to be so blessed by it. So make sure you hop onto our YouTube channel, our website, or our Facebook page to catch Edgar's message. But you've had the opportunity to meet him and kind of craft really this weekend's experience. And part of why we're having Syrian food is because we as a church have committed to help Syrian refugees. So would you just kind of give us a little debrief on what the project is, how we are helping as a church, and what does it look like on the ground? Because you've been there.
Yeah. So as a church, we're really trying to raise $100,000 for Kingdom Builders over these next couple of weeks. So it's a big goal, but it's such an important goal. I mean, sometimes I feel like, when we live here, it's hard to see what it's like. It's hard to feel what's going on in a different part of the world because we're consumed with what's going on here. But God gives us a vision for people all over the world, right? And He tells us to go. Now, there's about 1.5 million refugees that came over from Syria. Just to give you some context, it's about 25% of the population. Imagine San Diego County, that you're in San Diego County, there's a little bit over 3 million people. Imagine tomorrow, 1 million more people came.
Oh my gosh.
And so when we went into the valley, and you could just see refugee camps and tent settlements, everywhere, and it placed this great burden on Lebanon, as it would here. What do you do for food? What do you do for water?
Right.
What do you do for school? What do you do for supplies? Everything is totally impacted, right? So we went into the camp and saw the families that were living in tarps, really like kind of just 2x4 framing and just plastic kind of tarps with a tarp roof, dirt floor, everything. And we walked through the camps, and of course the children are wonderful. And when I thought about the people that were living there, these guys they came over, they were not poor when they came over. They owned businesses in Syria, they were thriving, and war forced them to leave, and they basically just took what was on their back, right? So they're there, and you can imagine just from the school standpoint, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that stuck out to me most was the children, and that most of the children can't go to school. So imagine you're a parent, and you have a 9-year-old, and your 9-year-old, because you've been in this tent camp and because there just aren't any options, hasn't gone to kindergarten yet.
Oh my gosh.
And so you are starting to feel anxiety, knowing that where you came from, education is the way to break out of poverty and all those kind of things. And as a parent, you're just wondering what you're going to do. And so you just felt that. You felt that in the camp. But then we went to a World Vision school. And it's where these kids went to school. So these kids and thousands of kids go to the World Vision schools where they can catch up in their education, and then they can go on from that. But they're thriving, and World Vision is right there, meeting the needs of those kinds of things, meeting the needs of disaster relief. World Vision is so spectacular. So it's hard to tell what they do because they do so many things.
Right.
Because there's so many needs. But you can be assured when we give at New Break, that money that we raise is going to go right to them, and it's going to go right to where the need is. And they're going to love God and love others in the most practical way you can imagine. Should I rank this?
You should rank that.
I should rank this.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think my wife would be disappointed if I didn't rank this
Yeah,
a
I'm
2.
gonna take an extra bite because this was delightful. Our fourth dish is chicken shawarma.
We might have to slide these down for chicken shawarma.
We do. Chicken shawarma. Thank you.
I just gave up my.
Your fork?
Yeah. This is good.
This is
I know
good.
it's gonna be. I know.
This is
I
a
know
staple. I feel like this is a
It
staple.
is.
This is like quesadilla. It's like a staple. Sorry.
Yeah, you can find this dish in so many places. It's awesome.
It's very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Very flavorful.
Really awesome seasoning.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Bobby Flay's got nothing on this.
Yeah, this is good,
He's
man.
got nothing on this. Rachel Raid has nothing on this.
good.
Anyways, here's a question. How would you challenge and encourage maybe someone who's viewing or listening and they're going, you know, hey, there are enough problems locally.
Sure.
Why should I care about a refugee?
Yeah.
It's not my problem.
Sure.
How would you move them from it's not my problem to, you know what, this is personal and I can do something about this and I need to do something about this?
I think for me, it's not ever been an either or between
I like
local and international. It's been a both and. God calls us to go, right? He said to his own disciples, "You're going to be my witnesses right here in Jerusalem, right? And it's going to spread out to the outer ends of the world." So the call to go, it's a mandate from God to go.
Yeah.
It's a mandate for us to love God and love others like He loves. There's not an option that we should love the poor. That's just biblical. God loves the poor. So to go, we have to go. It's when our hearts break for the things that break God's heart. The injustices in the world, all of the evil that's there, and God's love wants to crack through all of that. And so how we can do it, first I have to really let my heart be open to it.
Yeah.
You know, and to know, like, hey, not either or, it's both and. And so I have to see myself as part of the solution.
Yeah.
You know, whoa, you know, why doesn't God take care of that problem over there?
Yeah.
Well, He's probably asking me the same question, right?
Right.
We're a part of that solution as the church, the way that we would share good news, the good news of Jesus with the world. And so that's our responsibility. And so
I, keep being reminded of probably the greatest verse in the Bible, John 3:16. And, you've probably seen it at a football game, some person holding up a sign. And, it's for God so loved the world, right? And the world is bigger than our neighborhood and our cul-de-sac. And it's people that don't look like us, who speak another language, who are God's children. And we who are blessed, we get to make a difference in doing this. I love what you said about keeping an open heart. And maybe the first step is to pray, God, would you break my heart? Would you help me see something that really connects with your heart so that I can feel what you're feeling for your children over there? So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So go ahead and rank that, and then we'll end with something sweet.
Oh,
Something sweet. So
I put it number one.
Number one.
It's so good, man.
It's so good. Like I said,
I had to go there, but we might have to shift.
Yeah, Bobby
Sweets
Flay
are coming.
has nothing on chicken shawarma. Okay, so this is baklava.
Okay, this is like baklava. Seriously, it's like sugar on top of sugar, but it's so good.
Oh,
That's really good.
It's amazing.
It is, and actually, you know what? It's a good blend. The inside and everything is sugary on the outside. It's
Right.
it's sweet, but
It's well balanced.
yeah, it's more balanced
Yeah.
than some of the other baklava I've
Yeah.
had. I like it.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely.
I'm actually gonna finish this later. You know, like on
Yeah.
shows they usually don't finish it. You know, on this show we finish it. So how can we all participate in this?
Well, certainly I want us to pray for all the people that are living there. I mean, that would be one thing that we all for sure can do. And you probably go through most of your days and you never think, oh, I should pray for those that are disenfranchised and living in these situations. So I'd love for you to join all of us in that prayer. But honestly, I want you to give. I'm not going to beat around the bush or whatever, not because you have to or you're given, we're giving you a guilt trip or at all. I want to give to this.
Yeah.
Me personally, I love to give to these things. I think Christ followers in general, that's one of the greatest blessings.
Yeah.
And when you do, when I do, I know exactly where it's going to go. It's going to go right there to the refugee relief.
100%.
When those, everything that we receive, right?
Yep, 100%.
It's all 100% going to go to World Vision. So it's going to go right there, and World Vision's on the ground. They're going to be ready when that flash flood comes, again, because it's coming.
Yep.
When those fires break out and displace people, and when in the summertime when everything's hot, just like here, and they have the same thing. It's going to go to those kids in those schools. We're going to catch those kids up in their education.
That's awesome.
They're going to be at their grade level, and then they're going to be able to move on and thrive. And it's going to support the teachers and the staff and everything and all the counseling and everything that's needed. It's going to go right there and make those tangible differences. So again, I don't ever apologize for asking people to be generous to give to the poor.
Yeah.
It's part of God's heart and it's part of his plan. And we should never be ashamed of it, really. We should be anxious and eager that we live in a place with tons of options
Yeah.
and tons of opportunity. And we get the opportunity to pass on God's love in a very tangible way to people around the world. So
That's
it's awesome. I can't wait to see what we're going to do because the rest of this year's been amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that reminder. So, we're encouraging everyone. It's something that we can do as a family, pray about our part as a family. What's God calling us to do? And really listen to what God is calling you to do because he will say something. So thank you for that reminder and that challenge. Now, we got to rank baklava.
We do.
You have to rank baklava. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to rearrange the table.
I think I know where you're going with that, but
I think everything slides.
everything's okay. Everything's fine.
I think at least.
Does the eggplant slide off the table?
No, it's actually pretty good.
It is?
It's,
Okay.
it's like in the hummus, kind of appetizer-y kind of
Yeah.
thing. The chicken off the hook, falafel good, but come on, it's baklava.
Baklava.
It's a sweet.
Can't go wrong.
And after we're done, we will
We're
finish.
going back to that, yeah. Well, thank you for being with us today and just for sharing your heart. I think people really needed to hear your heart and especially God's heart for people who are in need across the world. So really appreciate your time.
Yeah, man, it's my pleasure, and I love that we get to be on this journey together. As New Break, we get to be a part of some really awesome stuff.
So cool. Well, thanks again for joining us. Don't forget to check out Edgar's message on our YouTube channel and Facebook page. You don't want to miss that. And pray about your part in this. And if you want to contribute financially, simply go to our website and when you give, select the category Kingdom Builders Refugee Project so that 100% of what you give goes to World Vision and it goes to the folks who are in need in those refugee camps. Thanks again, and we'll catch you soon.